Today I wanted to show you how we clip puppy nails. For little puppies, we just use human fingernail clippers. And for little guys, I just take the little hooks off the end. And I recommend getting your puppy used to their nails being done because when they get older, it can be challenging if they don't like it. And so I just woke him up, but I just try to make him as comfortable as possible and try not to get the quick. So let's see if you can see that little hook there on the nail. I just try to, on the little guys, just cut that off. So not get too short so they have a good experience. The hardest thing is trying to find a comfortable position for the puppy so they're not nervous. And usually that's when we do the back feed. Usually the back feed is when they start getting uncomfortable. I always try to lay them down, and if you can get your puppy used to being on its back for nail time, that's my best recommendation. But usually, I should say sometimes, it just depends on the puppy's temperament. If they don't mind, then you've got it easy. But it's important to do their nails, I don't know, once every whatever time period it takes to get them done, so they're not too long. I don't know, every couple weeks maybe, or once a week, just to keep them used to it might be a good idea. Now, I do have some other tools I like to use, and I'm going to demonstrate with a different puppy. So this is the one we've been nicknaming Teddy. Say goodbye. He's sleepy. So I like to use Dremels on the dogs. My sister's a dog groomer, and she recommended using a Dremel. She says it's more gentle, and dogs tend to not mind it as much. So years ago I tried it, and it went way better. A customer recommended this. I think the writing is going to be backwards, but it's Lucky Tail, and it's a rechargeable cordless Dremel. It's very quiet. So this would be a great introduction to using a Dremel for your puppies. I don't love it because it makes the job really slow, because it is so quiet and gentle, and it just makes it take longer, and I'd rather them not have to deal with the nail cutting any longer than necessary. Between these two, I prefer this one. It's a Dremel 7350 pet version, and it's also rechargeable. It's much more loud, but it's also much more powerful, so it gets it done probably in half the time. I don't know about this one. I've only used this just a couple of times, but for these you can buy different sanding thingies, sanding files, and for little guys, a fine one, or I think it's called a fine grit, is good. If the nails, like for the adults, sometimes if they get too long, you can try a little bit coarser grit and then fine tune it with one of these. Now for my adults and older puppies, I don't use either of these. I use just the Home Depot hardware section full-size Dremel. It is corded. It's not cordless. I've had better results with corded ones, and because it's so big and clunky, I buy an extension shaft. It's probably 2 or 3 feet long, and it makes the part that you hold in your hand about half the size of this. I don't know if I have a link on my website, but if I don't, I'll put one on there at some point. That's what I love to use with everybody because it's powerful and it makes the job go quicker, so they can just get it over with and get on with their fun. So anyway, but I do find it really helpful to use a Dremel, especially for puppies that have black nails. I don't have any with black nails right now. So, but basically with the Dremel, you can watch for that quick So I'll see what he thinks. I've never used this on a puppy before, but you just kind of give it a little buzz, and then you look. My lighting is not very good right here, but you just give it a little buzz, and then you would look underneath, and eventually, it's harder to see on little puppies, but eventually you would see a white quick. So that's why I like the Dremels on dark nails, because with dark nails, I don't know how far back to clip with the nail clippers, but on a Dremel, you just zzz, and then look, and zzz, and look, and zzz, and look, and you'll see that quick, and then you know it's time to stop. And you can get a much trimmer that way without risking the quick. Now, if you do get the quick, they do tend to bleed a lot, and it usually looks worse than it is, but there are some products you can use to stop the blood. Usually I just put some tissue on there, and I try to never have it happen, but sometimes it just does. So you just feel sorry and give them lots of love. But anyways, if you can keep them happy with their nail jobs, then that will be a lot easier for you. And you know, I like to give treats as part of the process. So that's my tip for today.